Good morning. It is the 22nd of June 2022. This is Ron Brown. I'm going to show you a top-down technique I've been working with the past few days in this video. And I'm going to move on to the next slide. The standard risk disclaimer. Any stock index or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. If you like what you see here, and if you're not an HGSI user, you can get a 30-day trial by going to the website at highgrowthstock.com. This is a complete URL, but if you just go to the site, you'll find the trial, and you'll also get 30 days use of my Insider Club and all my files that I'm showing here. Okay, let's get this out of the way and take a look here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going into the industries and sectors. Now, we've been updating the industries for a long time by using this tool called Rebuild Indexes and Groups, but I'm going to start at a different level. Now, we have three options. We have the industries, the major industries, the sectors, and sectors by industry, and I'll take you through each of these. Well, I'm not going to take you through this one. I'm sure you're familiar with that. But the major industries, see how the number of industries drops from 175 down to 49. And then when we go to sectors, it drops down to 11. There's actually 10 plus the index of all of these sectors. And then sectors by industry is a different level where we can see the sectors, but we can go top down into the individual industry groups. I'm going to begin here with the sectors, and I'll click through. The view that I'm using is under my daily prospecting scans. You can see that I'm updating in the background, running Thinkorswim, so the data is going to be up to date, and I'm going to be on using the scorecard end of day stocks and industry groups. Then I'm going to click through to the designer again. You can see the industries here, and I will go to rebuild indexes and groups. Now, what this is doing, it's taking the current information, the stocks information that's all up to date, and it's building the sectors. And this way we can get a feel for how strong the market is in sectors. Now, the market opened very weak today. The NASDAQ was down, I think, 175 points. The futures, now they're up 137. So I'll click through here, and you can see that the healthcare index is the top index today, followed by consumer discretionary, utilities, and then communications. The energy index is down 2.8%. It was down 4.3 when I looked at this early this morning. So it's holding up to. Oil has dropped. It was down to, crude light was down to about $101. It's now up at 104. So the energy stocks are coming back. So what can we do with this? Well, if we want to just work from this level, we can right mouse click, change to the index group, and then I can go down to my intraday stocks. You can see here's end of day and here's intraday, and by sorting on the raw combo, this shows me where the strength is within this healthcare sector. So if I bring up a chart here, get this out of the way. This stock is an inexpensive stock. You can see that it's up almost 11% today, trading at the top of its range on heavy volume. So I can just go down here and I can flip from chart to chart. Looking at the weekly and the daily, you can see that these are beaten down, but there's money coming into them. Here is a pretty strong daily chart on an inexpensive stock on these charts. And by the way, the charts I'm using are down here in my folder number 10. The contextual and intrinsic setup risk charts is what I call them. But you can see there's very heavy volume on this stock, and it's moving up. So you might want to see what some news is on it. I just click the alternate end keys, and I happen to be going to the bar chart page because we use bar chart data with HGSI and see if there's some news. And here's the news. I'm not going to read it. I'm just showing you how you can get around here and you can quickly get news and so on. Now if I want to really quickly see where the action is, I'm going to use my daily prospecting scans, and I'm going to jump down here to the most active up. That cuts it down to 68 securities, and here's a stock that I was looking at. Here's another one. These are the most active stocks. You can see the high volume spike here on the volume bar, and you can look over here and see what's going on. So we see instant demand going top down. I'm going to go back, and I'll just go back up to the top view, and you can see that I'm back up at the sector level. Now let's do something else here. I'm going to go down to this one, and this time I'm going to rebuild the indexes in the group. And what it's doing, if you look right here, you can see that it's not only updating the sectors, it's updating the industry groups. This just takes seconds on a decent computer. You click through to that, and we have the indexes again. These percentage price change. These are current percentage price change. This information is up to date. You can see healthcare is on top this way. But now, by changing to the index group, we can see which of the healthcare indexes has the most strength. So if you want an X-ray view of the indexes within the healthcare sector, this is the way to do it. You can either go to the index group or the industry group. The index group is just all of the stocks in this index, and the industry groups are assigned to this biotech. So in this instance, they're one and the same. But you can just go here, and then I go to 1A. What does that do? It shows me the stocks within the biotechs that are most in demand right now. I think we've seen that stock before. Once again, you can go down to the most active. I didn't hit most active. Most active intraday or high relative volume intraday. Then I'm going to go back up to the scorecard intraday, and you can see that I can't go back here, but that's easily solved by going up here, closing this, and going to the sectors by industry, and then back up to my end of day view, and here I am back at the top. Let's do this one more time. Change to the index group. I can see the home builders are the leading group within consumer discretionary today. Change to that index group. Just go down to the next level. These are the stocks that are moving. So the advantage of prospecting this way with the sectors, starting with the sectors, is we can do it either with the entire sector or by going down. I'm sorry, I'm on the sectors by indexes right now. We can do it with the sectors or with the sectors by industry, which breaks down the sectors for it. And the other option, I really don't use this option, but it's there if you want to, is the major indexes, or you can go to the industries themselves. Now remember, when I updated the sectors by indexes, all of these industries were also updated, so I can just work from this level rather than the sector level. The major industries give us a different look. Look at this. The automotive index is on top. Just out of curiosity, let's change that index. Go down to 1A, and you can see where the strength is on these stocks. Once again, if I want to, I can drop down to the most active up intraday, and out of the automotive group, I can see that Tesla is the most active, and you can see that it's trading volume above over 100% above its normal volume. So in review, you can either go from the industries, the major industries, the sector or the sectors by industry levels, and you can just update any of these by going under the Tools menu and select Rebuild Indexes and Group. Now I'm rebuilding the individual industries, but if I were working from the sectors by industry level and had rebuilt that, all of these indexes would already be, or the industry group indexes would be updated already. But you cannot update the industries and then go to the sectors by industry. It has to be built from within here to use this, from this folder, sectors by industry. Do it very quickly again. You can see that it takes very little time, and notice the industry groups are also being updated. That's it for this video. Try this technique because it really gives you an insight into what's happening, and you can quickly move from the indexes or the sectors down to these views to see what stocks are on the move. Thank you for listening.